Welcome to Pax Aria Gaming. This is Reg with episode number 2, bonus episode 2 of Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We're going to start with Lune's quest. So we're going back to Sirene's dress, or going to Sirene's dress, in order to find a journal entry from her parents. Lune's parents. I did come here once before, but was not at a high enough relationship level with Lune in order to complete the quest. So I'm back. This is the entrance, but it's not a very large area. I mean, basically, there's only one task. Well, after we solve this, if we have the correct solution to this particular question. Yeah, you have 3 choices. You're not locked out. If you choose the wrong one, you just have to keep doing it until you choose the right answer.
Are they?
My parents? No. It's Amelie and Christoph. They used to come by our house for dinner.
I'm sorry.
They were good people. Their journal must be around here.
Oh yeah, well you do have to fight one guy, or one creature.
Danger! Let's keep going. Okay.
Feel energized. Right. Just try it. This will hurt.
Feel the storm.
Good stuff. Target marked. Would have lived.
Every once in a while I forget that you can't hit them like that because they
I'm
dodge.
ready.
Oh well.
I definitely appreciate the amount of damage I'm doing now. Still think it needs to be higher for a couple of later game bosses, or at least later bonus episode bosses. And that is what we're looking for.
Expedition 46, Annalie. Brigitte finally succumbed to her infection. She fought off that blasted Nevron for 4 days and 4 nights, saving the rest of us, but it gashed her badly. Toward the end, she seemed almost peaceful. She said not to worry. Her daughter Lune will finish their work.
You okay?
Let's head back to camp.
Brave parents. Nice gesture. Each of the characters have a final sort of personal quest for them. I inadvertently did one already, and that is Minoko's quest. So there's another part to it. We can go to the Gestural Village and visit Noko. We resurrected him earlier. I didn't record that, because I wasn't sure that that was going to happen, and once it did, it was too late for me to do anything about it.
All my life, everything we did was about the Paintress. It was a constant hum in the background. This worry, this responsibility, just always there. Always. 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 There was no relief. Never. Even when I sleep, it's still there. Like a breath I can never release.
That's a lot of pressure.
Even her last words were still, finish our work.
It also shows how much faith she had in you.
That's one way to look at it.
And the other way?
My only value to them. Not as a daughter, but as a backup plan. For their legacy.
You really believe that?
They always said at the end of the game, there are no points for effort. Only results.
If you hate it so much, why continue their work at all?
I don't know. Maybe because I still hear their voices in my head. And running away won't silence them.
They're dead. The voices aren't theirs. They're yours. Even if they were alive, the voices in your head, the voices you listen to, have to be your own.
Is that how it works for you?
Getting there. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to chat with her one more time to hit max level. She doesn't have any more quests for us to do.
You miss Noko, don't you?
Indeed. Life is more colourful with Noko by my side.
Maybe we could stop by the Gestural village for a little bit. We need more supplies anyway.
That would be lovely.
We're definitely going to do that. Not in this episode, but in an upcoming one.
It's strange watching her.
Maelle.
She has the power to remake our world. She's a paintress, but also our Maelle.
Yeah. She's our Maelle.
Okay, so this should get us to max level, which should unlock her third and final gradient attack.
What are you writing this time? More notes on Nevrons?
Nope.
No. Theories on axons then, or observations of flora and fauna?
Keep guessing.
Well, I saw you interview Minoko earlier, so a treatise on gestural behavior.
Ooh, so close.
It's about me, isn't it? The strange and shattered life of Verso Descendre.
That's a mouthful.
Well,
Oh, really?
come on. You're smiling, so it must be good.
Well, if you must know, I'm working on a song.
A song?
My parents said music was frivolous, but you know what? The voices we listen to have to be our own. And I've decided to be a little selfish with my time. Our problems will still be there in the morning.
Oh, I fully support taking selfish breaks.
Oh, you do you? Maybe we should take a selfish break together. Stay up with me tonight. Help me with my song.
Sure. I'd love to help you with, your song.
Let's go find a comfortable place to compose then.
There we go. Okay, so gradient attack unlock, Skybreak. Alright, so next up, let's talk to I think this may automatically shift me to Sciel.
Esquie?
Yeah.
Are you troubled, mon ami?
When we first met, what did you mean by my terrible swimmer friend?
I didn't say that.
I remember it quite clearly.
Oh, you mean the second time we met?
What?
In the caves, yeah?
Sorry, I'm quite lost.
Oh yeah, me too. It's fun.
What do you mean by second time?
First means number one. Second means number two.
Yes, I understand that. So, was I swimming the first time we met?
Yes, you were. Before you stopped swimming in the middle of the ocean. That's dangerous.
It was you. You saved me. Back then. Wait, but how?
I heard your tears.
From so far away?
I heard you, so I came.
Ah, I see. Thank you.
Tears again. You sure do like to cry.
I guess I do.
Verso likes crying too.
Yes, I know.
You were looking for someone then. Did you find them?
No. But hopefully soon.
Yeah. I get sad too when I lose my stones. But I always find them again. You will find them again too.
You're the best. Mon ami.
So I think we were already maxed with Sciel, which is why we didn't see another gradient attack unlock. So now we're at the Reacher, which is Maelle's final quest, which will unlock her her final individual quest, which will unlock her
Another
third and
axon.
final gradient attack,
How did it get so large?
which is a pretty OP attack,
She
by the
wasn't
way.
always this tall. She's obsessed.
Which means
with
I'll
reaching
likely
the stars. So,
Keep her in my party
Are
the
these
rest of the game.
parables?
parables.
Following this
He
one,
never
we'll go
paints
back
just
to camp
paint.
This is a
Everything
very
has to have
long.
layers and layers of meaning and purpose. Everything's a lesson.
This is going to be a very long quest. It takes up the rest of this bonus
What's the
episode.
lesson with this one?
Hope.
Lizzie. My sister's at the top.
And Papa knows I have vertigo.
She who grasps the sky.
I hate climbing.
Interesting.
There are a lot of these types of
Let's carve a path.
enemies in this section. They're not particularly strong.
Target marked.
Brace yourselves. Ready to evade.
Energized.
This will hurt.
My, what lovely feet. Energized.
I am definitely not worried about being OP in this area or any other area of the game. Trust me, I have died hundreds of times already. Okay, so as you can see, this is a fairly sizable area. And these balloons will take us to other areas. Like they did, like little floating platforms in Sirene did. It's a little bit like that. Similar design in terms of how you get around. The thing is making sure that you do everything you want to do in one area before you move to the next area. You can always go back, but it's just confusing to have to, at least for me, it's confusing to have to traverse back. So you want to grab all the little items you can find. There is an entry to the manor in one of these little areas that we need to get. I know I missed one somewhere along the game.
Are they trying to fix things?
I'll have to figure out where that one
things?
is.
She who grasps the sky. They're jealous. They wish to destroy her work. Pull her back to the ground.
Is this part of the parable?
Everything is.
Energized.
Okay, we saw the next balloon in the distance. We're gonna take these guys out.
This will hurt.
I mean, the good thing about taking them all out is you get XP for killing all of them. You get a little percentage bonus bump if you kill them without taking damage. So if you're wondering at this point, why am I still killing things that are this easy to kill, is because it will give me XP, which allows me to level up. The goal is to get all the characters to at least level 90.
Useful.
That's supposed to give me at least a fighting chance against a late boss who is going to be the final boss of my playthrough. And for areas that I've already started, there are two. I'll tell you what they are when we get to them. One I went through but didn't go into the next section because that does lead to that final boss. And the other one, I'm right at a boss fight. But again, that won't be in this video. That will likely be in the next one. And this one, we're just going to focus on this particular one, Reacher, and then the final boss of this area, and then we'll end up back at the camp.
will hurt. A bit of violence, yes? Energized.
An advantage.
All right. Thankfully, we don't take fall damage.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Making sure, am I really finished in this area? Nope. We're gonna climb this. It's easy to miss little parts of these games because they have a million little nooks and crannies. It's a little bit like Shadow of the Ur Tree. Not the base Elden Ring game, but the massive DLC. The reason I say that is because the game is both vertical as well as horizontal. So you can go up, you can go down, or you can just travel the map. And it's not always easy to clear all the areas. The thing is, you don't know whether there's something good, worthwhile or not until you actually go into the area. Again, we get the 20% damage buff. We're going to use all of that as much as we can to level up and to unlock, although it's getting more difficult to unlock new skills. There aren't many left to unlock, so I guess that's a good thing. Let's talk to this guy. That's an interesting question. Okay, this is the part of the video where I actually try to figure out if I'm lost or not. Okay, guess not, since we can zip across. We have some enemies up ahead. Let's take them out.
Useful.
Okay, that was one of the better Pictos, late game Pictos. Actually, there are plenty of good ones late game. And when you get them, you should learn them as quick as you can, actually. Depending on how much more exploring you're going to do. I guess you don't need to... Another one. Yeah, you don't need to learn them all if you're not going to use them. But my goal is to deal with each of the areas, and some of those areas have some pretty tough bosses. Bosses that are way tougher than any of the ones you've faced in the game so far. So we were thinking Renoir, the 18 times we fought him, was difficult, and perhaps the Paintress. Actually, I probably had more trouble with the Duelist than I did with some of the other ones. I'm guessing if the game... I guess there are... Okay, I guess this isn't one of them. I was going to say, I guess if the game doesn't let you jump over, it means you're not meant to. Otherwise, you can jump and not take fall damage. That was what I was going to say before Verso somersaulted off of the cliff. Yeah, I definitely think this is an absolute fun game to play. You're going to hate not playing it. I think if you're like me and a lot of folks who've absolutely enjoyed this game, when you're getting close to the end, you sort of have this sort of bittersweet feeling, like you don't really want it to end. I mean, the end game came, right? I mean, I made my choice at the end, and so the story came to an end, but these little side quests, there are a few of them that actually tie into the story. Some of them don't. I mean, you're just picking things up. But some of the other ones actually tie into the story. I mean, there are a couple of them that include Clair, and we haven't heard a lot about her during the game. We know it's Verso and Verso and Alicia's older sister, but we only got to really see her at the end of the game. My sneaky suspicion is if they wanted to do a sequel, it should focus on her.
Did Nevron just kick a different Nevron off the tower?
It looks that way.
Since she's battling the Riders, right? And the Riders were responsible for the fire that endangered Alicia and caused Verso to die, trying to save her. Or saving her. He didn't try to save her, he actually saved her. So there's a whole story there that we don't really know, and I don't know whether we pick up all of that. I don't think we get all of that from the side quest. I know there are two major ones that involve Clair.
Marked.
Yeah, these mimes are still tanky. Thing is, if you break them, you can do a lot more damage.
A bit of violence, yes.
There is a, I'll call him a super mime in one of the optional areas. He's very tough. You can fight him multiple times to get different outfits for each of the characters. I think the first time you fight him, you get a Pictos as well. I did fight him. I only fought him once. I wasn't interested in getting outfits that I wasn't going to use.
Your end is nigh.
Yeah, see. A lot easier than any of the fights we'd been having before with mimes. We get some new outfits. I'm sticking with what I have. I like what I have unless there's something that pops up later that looks
Nice.
more new agey or something like that. I'm gonna just stick with these. Okay. Where to? I guess back up. Yeah, this little area has lots of twists and turns. So there are two ways to go. You can go down. We came from that direction. We can go up here, or we can go down to the right. I think going up here is progression. So I think we want to go down here first, and then we'll come back to that. It's really hard to tell, but I think that's the solution, because that's where the lights are. The lights are still your biggest hint as to what's progression in the game. The lamps. And we can see that there's some items on the ground. And we have enemies, same ones we've already faced. They're a little bit weak, so I'm not too worried about them. There's an item there. I think there's a Patank down here too.
What have we here?
It's funny, I haven't done a lot of that, jumping off of the sides of things before I got to this part of the game. Maybe I'm just shortcutting my way through, instead of following the path. Oops. Instead of following the path if I don't see an obvious path. But I'm assuming there's a way to get back up here if I need to.
Foolish move. Energized. Energized.
Okay, 259k plus 20%.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, may as well hit the manor. Because when we exit, we're going to come right back to this same spot. I don't remember whether the enemies respawn when we come out of here or not. If they do, they're not that difficult. And we have a journal entry. That's my other goal, to get all of the journal entries.
Is there really any such thing? Or is it a siren leading us astray? I happily predict that neither of us will ever summit that elusive peak, but I care little as long as we walk together. Art gives us the perception of control. For a moment as I paint, I find order among the chaos. That is, for me, a moment of pure contentment. And that is truly better than perfection.
Definitely need to make sure. I actually think that door was a door that I was supposed to open earlier and I didn't. But it may be that I have to jump through a painting or something. I don't remember now, but I'll explore. I'll go back through the manor and sort of look around again. And if there's any door that's not open, it means I missed something. And I'll go back and unlock that. So I am a bit of a completionist. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'll platinum. Yeah, they're back. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean I'll platinum a game. I think, I'm pretty sure I missed something along the way that wouldn't allow me to do that. It's almost impossible to figure out what that thing is that I might have missed.
This will hurt.
Attack. I guess if I were following a guide and using a checklist, I would probably be able to easily figure that out. But I haven't used a guide since my Dragon Age days. Okay. When becoming Charisse, it just gives me more Yeah, see now, I mean, especially with Minoko's that particular ability, I just love it. I mean, so you can get through these in like 30 seconds, and there's no reason not to do them. Another thing I think I might need to do is to increase the health potion thingy. I think I've maxed them. I don't think you can get any more than I have. But the other two I haven't, and I haven't really. I guess the merchants probably sell that stuff, and I just haven't paid attention to it. So when I go back to the continent and I start sort of doing a once more round of them to make sure I got everything, I'll see if I can buy more of those. I'll do that before I go into the Abyss, which is where the final boss is. I keep calling him the final boss. It depends on how you play the game. But the boss I'm talking about is Simon. And my understanding is he is the most difficult boss in the entire game. And we've had some difficult bosses. Oh, there's the attack. I've gotten better at cornering than I used to. Oh my god. early in the game, they would just juke me out. It was horrible. Either that or they've gotten easier. Maybe one of the updates made them a little bit easier. They seem to run to their plates, their little magnetic plates, a little bit easier now than they did in the beginning. In the beginning, it's like crazy trying to chase them down.
Better. Brace yourself.
Ready to strike.
Hopefully in 3 turns. So I think it's like all the other ones. He might flee in 3 turns, but if you are able to counter his attacks, well, you may be able to, I was just going to say, we may be able to kill him without even doing all of that. I think only one of them have fleed and I've not gone back for. But because there's so many Pictos in the game, and even if you don't have all of them, I think you'd be able to always put together a build that will be a powerful build. You know, I don't need to do 45 million damage in order to feel happy about a build. Or one-shot a final boss in order to do that. I don't really need to do that. You know, but I do want to give myself the best chance.
Yes.
That's so good. I do want to give myself the best chance at not having to spend 3 hours fighting a boss, though. And, you know, some of them I've definitely spent that kind of time fighting only to discover they have a second phase after you spend 3 hours on the first phase. I'm like, okay, I'm not ready. And that's when you know you're not really ready for that particular boss. I mean, you really know it at that point. You're like, okay, you know, you figure, okay, I'm spending all this time. I'm going to pull in my reserve team. I finally make it. I've done it. Because that's happened before, where I've fought bosses and it was the reserve team that actually won the day. But I've also had the experience where you do that and you've invested a lot of time. And it's multiple tries, right? And if a successful try takes an hour, it means the other tries have taken probably close to that long as well. So you end up spending a lot of time. I mean, you do learn the move sets, but you also understand that there are certain things you need that you may not have yet. So, for instance, greater slow.
Let's carve a path.
Which I don't have yet. It's something that will help me in a fight I started with Clair that we're going to get back to. We won't do it in this episode. When we get there, I'll explain what happened. She just, you know, unless you're able to counter everything, she's going to keep playing, and you won't get a chance to play. But if you use greater slow, then you will get chances to play. The other thing is using the Pictos cheater, which I don't have yet. But I will keep an eye out for that one. I think that requires you to fight a boss or something. I'll figure that one out. But that allows you to play twice. And if the Lumina cost is pretty high. It's 40. So if you get that and you learn it and you equip it on all of your party members, then it means you really get to play 6 times before the boss that you're facing even gets a chance to play. Now, some people might think that's unfair. Like, oh man, that's cheating. No, it's not, because some of these bosses are just so good that you really need any edge that you could possibly get. Okay, let's talk to this little guy.
Vertigo, remember? His intentions are good, I know, but his methods...
Your father?
I'm the youngest, which makes everything worse.
Oh, I understand that.
Only child.
Yeah, Claire's the oldest. She's just so perfect. So accomplished and talented. Papa's favorite. He's so proud of her. And Verso. Verso could always make Papa laugh. I had so many inside jokes. Then there's me.
And then there's you. The actual favorite. The one he calls his hidden star, but who's too shy and self-conscious to see it.
Yet here I am, messing things up even more.
Look around. He just wants you to fly.
All these inventions. Gustave would have loved to see this.
Wow.
Okay. So we're moving on to the next little area, the next chunk of this fairly large area. And what is this one? The foggy area. How apropos. Okay, so you guys can see my progress here. I haven't changed weapons because a lot of the weapons I found in this later part of the game aren't better than what I have. Although that may not be may not remain true as we get to the Clair areas and the and a couple of the other late areas in the game. In Verso's drafts, that's the other one. Because I think there is a weapon in Verso's drafts that actually is a pretty powerful weapon. And I know that if you defeat Simon, he drops his weapon. I just don't know who you would use it against if he's the final boss that you face. Because he's the most difficult one in the game. Unless you're doing New Game Plus, I'm not sure there'd be a benefit in getting it, although it looks like a pretty nice weapon.
Your existence ends now.
For those of you who are Soulsborne folks like myself, he has this weapon that looks like a version of the Moonlight Greatsword, which appears in all of the Souls games. including
Feel the burn.
Oh well.
including a game about mechs, which is pretty interesting. Sort of a sci-fi game that has it in there as well. So it'll be interesting to see when we get there. But I think I definitely need to be doing more damage than I'm doing now. I think we'll be able to pick up some of that as we continue to level up. I haven't changed Sciel's weapon in quite some time. I've changed Maelle's weapon. I've changed Verso's weapon a couple of times. And the weapon that I have for Monoko is the sort of best in class weapon for him. There are two. Joyaro is the sort of a later one that you get, which is the real best one, but there's one before that you can use as well. The other thing is that there are other skills that I should be trying out. I tend to get stuck with the ones that I've been using since about mid-game, even though I've unlocked others. They do require a lot of AP, but there is a way to generate more AP so that you're able to use those attacks more frequently. So between now and the next couple of videos, I'll sort of tool around with them a little bit to see if I can't increase the damage by doing some of those kinds of things, because I think that's the way to do it. Mixing and matching until you find the right combo. There are a couple of really, 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 really good ones, and there are a couple of them that are stackable as well. But the other thing is, I guess the other reason to run around continuing to sort of fight these guys is that you really need to increase your Lumina points in order to be able to equip all of the Lumina once you learn the Pictos. So depending on how many Lumina you have slots for Lumina, and then you will always have the 3 main slots for Pictos. So you do end up having to manage them a little bit differently as you get later in the game, which early in the game I didn't really worry about. But as you get later in the game, where some of these enemies use status effects against you, you can sort of use a healing tincture to get rid of some of the status effects, or you can equip a Pictos that gets rid of the status effect. Lune can actually heal you of all status effects, but that's I think it's one of her gradient attacks. So you won't get healed immediately. But things that would be helpful later on, things like anti-stun, anti-charm, but stun prevents you from playing. And I've died to enemies because they've stunned me. I've been stunned for like 3 or 4 turns, and I just don't have enough health to last that long. So that becomes a bit of an issue. So if you sort of know the area you're going into, the other thing is, if you go into the area, you fight, and you realize that's happening, and you try it 2 or 3 times, it's not working, you can always go back and change the Pictos and Lumina at that point. I've had to do that as well, especially in the Endless Tower. So yeah, so there, you know, I will say the game is pretty forgiving in terms of always getting you back to just before the fight. So you don't lose anything by going, you know, by stopping and going in and changing some things around to see if you can get more defense, or you can do more damage.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes you have to try a bunch of different things before you hit on the right thing. The only thing that's difficult to do is you can change Pictos, you can change Lumina. Your armor set doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything. The thing that could change it is the weapon that you use, and that requires you to go and upgrade a weapon, assuming you have enough material to actually upgrade all the way to max. Because at this point in the game, it's got to be max level. There's no scenario in a late game where you want to fight enemies at some level with a weapon that's not max level. So you want to get your weapons to 33, and you can find the materials to buy, and you probably have been collecting those materials anyway. I certainly have been collecting a lot of this stuff because I pick up everything that I find. So if I wanted to go and get another weapon and max it out, I probably could for at least 1 or 2 characters without having to go to a merchant. But if you're struggling with that, you can always go back to the Gestural Village. There are plenty of merchants there. And in almost every area of the game, there are merchants as well, but they don't all sell the materials you need. Some of them will sell weapons. And I've bought some weapons from them, but I don't believe the best weapons come from them. I think they drop from particular bosses. Yeah, this is another one of these confusing areas where everything looks the same. We have a merchant. Speaking of merchants, so I don't know whether he has anything worth buying, but we're going to talk to him.
Como pode tirar esse volume?
Okay, so we have some pretty decent Pictos. I don't need recoats. I have 37 of them. I think I've used 1 or 2. But I guess that's the other thing you can do, is that you can get to the end, and if you're struggling, really struggling, you can sort of recoat your was it skill points? Ability points. Your points. Yeah, I had to do that with Minoko's weapon. And may have to do it with the weapon I was referencing before. That's going to be pretty powerful. And if I have to do that, that's okay. I don't remember whether I did it when I switched. When I switched my Maelle's weapon.
Finesse and grace. Precise strike. Finesse and grace.
Well, the good thing is, in terms of managing your inventory, you don't have to worry about ever running out of space because you can have as many weapons as you want. I definitely think there's an early game, mid game, and late game sort of weapon focus that you should have. In the early game, you don't really have a lot of choice because you're limited in terms of your weapons. By the time you get to mid-game, you have a lot more options. You now see the flow of the game, and you can decide for yourself. Oh, there's an anti-blight. You definitely need anti-blight. And then late game, there's some weapons where the power level goes up significantly, and that would be the only reason to sort of change at that point. You need something that's going to deal more damage. Okay, so that was the foggy area. It's funny how we just leave our team members and then they magically appear wherever we go. The next... Am I going back to where I was? Let's see. No, I guess not. So there's an item over there. But it does look like I've been here. But I wouldn't have left an item behind. And the items do not respawn.
Let's carve a path.
Alright, do your thing, Minoko. If I can get it right. Come on, there we go.
Christ.
An advantage.
This place is absolutely massive. There's another item. So no, wait, this is definitely a different area than we were in.
Useful.
Healing boon. Yeah, see, some of these, they sound... Well, actually, you know what? All of those Pictos sounds good. You know, that sounds good. All the ones that we find sound really, really good. And some of them are situational. I mean, if you know you're going to face a boss that isn't going to use charm against you, then there's no reason to equip the charm Lumina. So it just depends. There is a status effect that I have not figured out how to deal with. It sort of coats your hands in some pink thing that allows you to only do 1 damage, which is pretty annoying. I'll show it to you when we get there. It's very annoying. And I'm not sure I have a Pictos that can get rid of that yet. Now, if you have a skill that allows you to do something that's multiple hits, the first 2 or 3 hits might be one damage, and then the other ones will go back to normal damage. But I sort of feel like you're wasting 3 hits. And with some of the bosses, you don't want to do that. You really want to do maximum damage because they have so much health. You're going to run into bosses that have 45 million health, or HP, which is pretty amazing. And so you have 2 choices. You can chip away, which has been my strategy, but then it takes forever to finish the boss off. Or you can get a couple of skills that have massive damage. It's still going to take you a long time unless you've figured out one of those builds. And maybe I should look a few of them up. One of those builds that does incredible damage. You sort of have to, in order for that to work, though, you end up having to set specific conditions for particular players in order to make that work. But one of the things I noticed about some of those builds is these guys also have, like, 3 times more Lumina than I have. All right, here's another journal entry.
Expedition 61. Margot. See, but I disagree. I don't think she's lonely. She's alone, but she's not lonely. They clearly have some sort of society here, and she's the odd one out. Well, except for her co-conspirator in the workshop. I've never seen creatures fighting amongst themselves before. I admit I'm impressed by her creativity and drive. I feel almost like a traitor for saying it. But there's something about her. You can't help but want her to reach the sky.
Interesting. So, could be... No. I was going to say, could be Alicia that they're talking about. Could be Eileen that they're talking about, although I don't think it's Eileen. Could be Alicia. Could even be Clair, but Clair already has a workshop somewhere else. So I don't think that's Clair. I think we're about to find out. Okay, this is the peak. There's no water up here. Is there water up here? Let's see, I don't see what's spinning these those wheels. Maybe there is. Maybe it's just magic. That is a possibility. Can we climb up? Nope. Looks like a climbable rock, but it's not. We have some chroma. Yeah, I think I have something like 1.5 million in chroma. Okay, an enemy over there? Looks like some kind of enemy we're gonna have to fight. I love the fact that the game always perfectly lands you on whatever platform you're going on. I love it. I love it. It's just great. Hey, dude, who are you? I feel confident that I can sort of take these guys on now. Chromatic Berserker. Yeah, the health on parry, I think has been a real benefit. I always leave that on because if I take chip health, I'm not really worried about it.
Watch out, Minoko!
Liberating.
Careful now.
Okay.
You also, so when you couple that with health on counter, I just love it. I think that you then focus less on the health potions and needing Lune to heal you. I was using her pretty early on. She was always in my party because she had the ability to heal. I gave Minoko an ability to heal the party as well. I haven't used that one as much. I think it's the Paralyn Heal or something like that. But just knowing that I can use those if I ever have to take those Pictos off, if I'm stuck with a choice, is pretty good. Now, it doesn't work if you have an enemy that does massive damage when they hit you. I mean, an enemy that takes 2/3 of your health on one hit isn't going to allow you to regain, all of that back before you die. So you have to be a little bit careful how you manage that and know your opponent, which in all likelihood means you will have faced that opponent more than once. Because the first time through, for the tougher opponents, I get killed a lot. Either because early in the game I was horrible at parrying. Absolutely horrible. Okay, looks like we're at the top of this. And let's see what we got. Alicia. Okay. Alright, so Maelle is likely going to have to face off with her doppelganger. Or, not her doppelganger, her painted self, I guess, is what this is, since this is in the painted world. And it's Alicia, not Maelle. So this will be the Alicia that I think we've seen throughout the game, who kept appearing since we're still in the painted world. All right, let's do this.
Hello.
Alicia. Your letter.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to make her happy. Nope. She blames us.
doesn't she? You didn't deserve that. Oh, you're the real accent. You know, Papa painted her. So, you know who she represents? You like being here with her.
Yep, had a feeling this was going to happen.
Okay. Prepare for annihilation. Ready to go. Good. Let's spill some ink. On me. Ready to go. Demons. Ready to go. Okay. Nice. Time to hit big. Let's spill some ink. Time to hit Costa.
A little friendly sparring session.
I guess this represents his hope for us. For me, then.
Yeah, it seems like Renoir is definitely...
Go. Claim your piece of sky.
Renoir seems to have definitely been always trying to do right by his family. Whether we agree with his tactics or not is a different story, but I get it. I mean, okay, so the final axon, since we killed the other two.
We both deserve to fly. Let me give you a new beginning.
Alicia.
Send me to my family.
Wait. Maelle!
Poor Verso. He's lost, like, you know, so many people. But I guess they all have, in a way. Yeah, I can see how he wouldn't be pleased with that. But it's what she wanted. It's what she asked for, so... in that respect, you can't be too annoyed. Although he may be more annoyed because he didn't get a chance to try to talk her out of it. Okay, so we are done with Reacher. We got some stuff. We have Esquie waiting for us to take us back to camp. Let's go back to camp.
I'm sorry. It's what she wanted. I owed her that much. We owed her that much. I honored her wishes. That's something neither you nor Renoir ever did. And not Maman either.
I didn't get to say goodbye. You didn't wait. You didn't give me a chance to persuade her.
She knew what she wanted. You wouldn't have been able to sway her.
She's not you. You don't know that. I know her better than you do. But you didn't even give me the chance to try. You just erased her.
Verso.
You've lost 2 brothers. You know what it's like to lose your sibling and never get the chance to say goodbye. You painters, you just do what you want. You don't care how it affects the rest of us.
I do care. I know you're hurting, but the person who made that decision wasn't me. It was her. It would have been wrong to deny her just so you could try and talk her out of her decision.
She's the last of my family. I have no one left now.
You have me. You have us.
Maelle, I wasn't ready.
Don't understand. You were ready when you set Papa free. You expected that he would erase the canvas and everyone in it. Isn't that the same thing?
It's different. It's different. Why did she do that?
You know why. But you're right. I should have thought of you. I should have given you a chance to say goodbye. I'm truly sorry, Verso.
At least she's free now.
Okay, so let's put on a little music. So we still haven't maxed Maelle out yet. I think it's just one more conversation with her that we need to have. But for now, we're going to look at the moon, look at the skies, and we're going to wrap up bonus episode number 2 for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And in the next episode, we will continue our set of goal areas, right? Probably Verso's draft and some other ones. But in any case, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and more importantly, subscribe and comment.